Hey Fiends, thanks for joining me on DonnaJean's Coffee House of Horror. I'm very excited because I have somebody with me today that I believe you're going to get to know and enjoy, just as I do. Kevin Forte is one half of Forte Films, Forte Films Entertainment. He is a writer, an actor, a director, a cosplayer, and a vegan. And I'm going to talk to him a little bit about all of that. Follow me. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Donna, and thanks for having me over for the show.
It's a pleasure. Now, you are one half of Forte Films. Mm-hmm. That's with your brother Michael, I believe. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so Matthew, he's my older brother, and he mostly directs the films, and he's also written some of the projects he's done. I also allow him to direct the Sid Reapers. I actually am the creator of it, and I also write most of the episodes. But I trusted him to do that because I got like writing and directing and starting is a hassle. I mean, I have no problem doing it, but it does get tiring. But since I trust his visual eye and also me and him get along with certain things, although there's gonna be some changes, of course, due to budget. So some of the stories that I write, if we put those stories were a little shrinked out, but I think what we put in, I'm very proud of. Of course, George Romero went through that with Day to Dead. He didn't have the budget to do that big idea, and he had to small it down. But I believe what George Romero released with Day to Dead turned out to be the better movie, and that's what we do with the Sid Reapers and other projects, because it's always about time, it's always about budget, it's about locations. But yeah, I'm proud of the Sid Reapers, which in that I play Jared Scrim, a Reaper who goes after bad souls, like people who have killed other people, and then those souls can arrest, and then we go after them along with my girlfriend Pandora Crane, who's played by Angie Hansen, very great actress and very great friend. And I did a few other projects like A Vampire's Heartbreak, which I did in 2019. I directed that and written and starred that as a vampire named Drainman, who's not the type of vampire you want to be friends with. And I'm just trying to write off other things, continue the Sid Reapers, more other ideas, and also even get a shirt business going with me and my brother. So I'll just get a few things and just images of our creation. It's just that, images of, at least not yet, to get licensed stuff. I just don't want to take anything and so it says, oh, you used my character, we're going to sue your ass. No, I don't want to go through that. So there's other things, who knows, maybe later on we'll do official shirts. But right now, that's just something that works for now. Hopefully, we get it out by the fall or something.
Now, I understand that you attended film school with your brother.
No. He didn't go to film school with me. But here's a funny thing. I attended film school, and it wasn't even intention to attend film school. He was in the same film school with Chadwick Boseman, who played T'Challa, a.k.a. Black Panther.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in school with him. Digital Film Academy back in 2006. In fact, if you watch my very first film, The Appointment, not only that he does the director of photography work, but he also has a scene in it.
The Appointment. I will watch it.
Yeah, that's my first thing. It's a black and white short film. It's about this guy who thinks life isn't getting the best of him, and he just wishes for death. But then suddenly he wins millions of dollars, and he's with his girlfriend, about to get married, have a kid. Until a little calling happens, so which I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, Chadwick, he was in that. I do miss him. He was a great actor, and he was very helpful on the set and helped me with a lot of things because he knew the directed stuff more than I did. And I'm glad his career did boost it up, but it sucks that he's gone. But I miss him. I wish I had a chance to re-meet him again.
Yeah.
Well, in the afterlife.
Well, it says a lot that you went to school with him and were able to connect and do some work with him right there. Mm-hmm. That makes it something like, okay, got to check this out. You know, that's very cool. So did you always know you wanted to be involved with films?
Here's the thing. I know I wanted to actually do makeup with films because I was always impressed by Tom Savini or Greg Nicotero or Rick Baker. I was always impressed with their work. So, but it was always gonna be involved with horror, no matter which way it was, just makeup or just writing stuff. Which I did start writing. That's myself. You know what? I think I could do it as a director. I still want to do more of the acting thing. In fact, I just want to make, you know, be in more projects, was harder projects, stuff like that. But I'm also kind of very picky, depending on what I pick. Or I had to focus on my thing first, and then I just tell people this that I like to help out. But right now, I'm trying to get my thing going, and I hope they understand that. But it was just something that dawned on me in the 2000s, like, okay, we do filmmaking. But either way, I always did like to write. One of the things when I was a kid, which I'm actually rewriting right now, I created something called The Five Pumpkins about these guys with pumpkin heads that fight demons. Except back then when I wrote it, it was a little bit more on family friendly. But when I started writing it last year, not anymore. No, it's actually more darker, more R-rated. I finished like 2 scripts of it. I need to finish up like 6 more. And I'm saying to myself, who knows? It could be an animated cartoon, it could be on Netflix or Shudder, or maybe a book. Either way, it's a nice little Halloween story, but it's just more graphic now, and it's more sick and demented. It's still the same characters, but made a few changes with them. But yeah, that's the one thing to write The Five Pumpkins. So if anybody's like into horror, Halloween, hardcore metal, it's in there. Because these are rock star bands, like let's just say like Ice Nine Kills or Avenged Sevenfold or White Zombie. Now a band that's going against demons that's supposed to take over the world.
Now, if anybody wanted to watch these, I know I watched the last of the Sin Reapers not long ago, right before you and I connected about doing this. So I went onto YouTube and I found it under Forte Films Entertainment.
Yes, that's the one.
Go ahead, please.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's it. Yeah, Forte Films Entertainment. That's the channel you can watch our stuff on.
Very cool. And so at least you know, with everything available that's available on people having access to YouTube. And now we were talking about this right before we hit record. The last Sin Reapers that you did was a couple of years ago, and you're saying you're kind of thinking about getting back into going from there.
Oh yeah, well the last one we actually did was actually last year on Halloween. It was like a couple years before that, like back in 2017. And it's like, wow, we gotta get into it. So we actually had the idea to do 2019. That it fall through pretty well. Then we started trying to dig in, but then of course the dreadful pandemic thing happened. So we really had to be on the game. So I said, you know what? We got to do it again because I just want to play Jared Scrim again. And I know Angie wants to play Pandora Crane again. So she helped us found the location where she works at. So we got location. We got to find some actors, a great makeup artist. And, well, unfortunately, our original makeup artist couldn't help us out because he was too busy with things going on. But, you know, he's always a part of our team. So we got a new makeup artist, and she's pretty awesome. So we worked on that and just got a cool shit. It was actually a small location. It was actually done in the one of the spots that's in the beer place that she works at. And it was a Halloween episode. It's called the Sin Reapers Reaper's Night, where about these Satanists that kidnapped this woman and about to sacrifice her to Satan. But then me and Pandora, well, Jerry Scrim and Pandora come in and they're going to teach these Satanists a lesson on Halloween night. So that's also YouTube. It aired on YouTube on October last year, just about Halloween time. And therefore, hopefully we can do more episodes. Like I said, finding locations is always an issue. Budget's always an issue because unfortunately we don't have that type of backers yet. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of campaign pages because I did it like twice or something like that, and they were failures. And I got a lie, that kind of bothered me because, you know, I still like to bring out, do hard to have a vision to show people. And, you know, I don't care if you have to just put in a buck or anything. But you know what? If you promote it for me, it's fine. you know, hopefully we'll get some backers, some supporters. I'm just right now, just this year, just trying everything. I would even just, you know, if they say, hey, you got to focus on this, and it gets affiliated into with your job, then, you know, a career is always going to come before a job. I mean, a job does give you the money that you want, but I just don't want to keep spending my money on doing these projects. I mean, I hope to get backers, and then I'll still put my money into it because I'm very passionate about what I love to do, and I hopefully get more people recognize Sim Reapers or get the shirt business going. Just anything to get Forte Films on the map.
It seems like there's so many pieces in that puzzle that have to come together
to
be able to, you know, having the ideas is the first thing, but then pulling everything together to make it happen
is a whole nother, especially the locations is not easy because there are people who don't mind. There are people who we went to that they say, okay, we don't mind you filming here, just make sure it's a clean place, or you just put them in the credits, which that's what we always do. But, you know, I'm not afraid to ask. If some person says, you know, they can't film here, or they're asking for a little bit too much higher price, you know, you go find another person. You go find another. And even have to just go to different states, because, you know, we have filmed here in New York and also filmed in Jersey. I don't mind going to Pennsylvania, which I actually want to do because it'd be perfect to do a zombie story there. But, you know, I'm willing to travel and everything else just to check some places out. So maybe likes to help out, you know. I really be gratefully appreciated, me and my brother.
There were there's a lot of supposed haunted areas in Pennsylvania, in Gettysburg and all that. So I know a number of people have filmed things there. So that's kind of with that in mind and had some experiences. So now in the world of filmmaking, both with so many aspects of it, the writing, the directing, the producing, the special effects, did you actually have any real inspirations that kind of moved you into what direction you wanted to go?
Yes, like I said, I did mention Tom Savini, because I love his effects that he's done from Friday 13th Part 1 and 4, Dawn and Day of the Dead. But yeah, Tom Savini's been definitely a big inspiration. He's a cool guy to meet. Met him a few times. I know a lot of people said that, you know, he could be an ass. Like when? I've never had an issue.
I've actually, yeah, I worked in the same room with him at the Return of the Living Dead, the
Living Dead,
the Living Dead, the Monroeville show that I love, and I was in the same room with him last year, and he was great. I mean,
in fact, true story. When I was gonna take a picture with him, but my camera, it was a new camera and the batteries died quick. And he said, hey, you know what? If you want, you get some new batteries. And when you come back, I'll take a picture with you. And I said, okay, cool. So I got the batteries, I got it done. And he said, like, okay, cool. Okay, let me finish with this guy, and we could take that picture. And we did. So he could have been like, oh, you got no batteries, get the fuck out of here. No,
yeah, he was great. I loved seeing him interacting with the people who came up and really loved them and stuff. He was great. So
yeah, I think,
you know, I guess everybody has a bad day, and if somebody caught him on a bad day, oh well, you know.
Yeah, because I have not seen anything bad with Tom Savini. I met him like multiple times. I would say him and Kane Hodder are the people I met the most at conventions.
Kane is good people.
Oh, Kane is funny. I have stories about Kane.
I do too. You have to come up to Living Dead weekend so we can sit and talk and tell Kane stories.
Yeah, I got stories about him because the thing is, he busts my balls, I bust his. So the only thing I can tell you a funny story is that I can tell you right now, this is back in 2009 when they had February Weekend of Horrors back in New York for one time. And he had no problem with me staying at his booth for almost 2 hours, just chilling with him. Oh. Him and his friend Steve Naps. Steve
is always with them, yeah.
Yeah, and this lady asked Kane, you gonna kill anybody today? And Kane says, I'll kill this guy over here. And I told Kane, listen, you killed enough brothers in your movie. You ain't having no more. You ain't doing that with me. No. And when I tell Kane to do a picture of us shoot together, and I said, when you do the choke, do it hard. Do it real until that flash is done.
He does.
He says like, "You sure?" And he said, "Yeah." In fact, I told also Steve, both of you, I want to feel the pain. It was like they're like, "Okay." I said, "Not until the flash is done." And when that was done, I said, "Thanks, guys." I can take it. I can take it.
Now, I had asked you if you were cool talking about this because it's actually something that is my choice and decision as well. But I know you are involved with the mixed martial arts.
Yes.
And I know you're also a vegan. And, you know, I'm a vegan myself, and I have a lot of people ask me, like, well, aren't you always run down because you don't get the protein? And I thought, you know, somebody who's involved with the mixed martial arts, you'd be the perfect person to talk to about that. How do you balance out being a vegan with having an active life?
Actually, next month will be the 5th year of being a vegan. So
Awesome.
I had thoughts about being a vegan for many years. I didn't know if I could do it because I thought, okay, you've been eating meat and stuff all these years. So, but I took a chance. I didn't go cold turkey immediately. So I just balanced the two. In fact, I had an inspiration from a friend who, well, she lives in France now, but she lives in Bosnia when I did that. She's a big vegan person and a vegan activist. So I did it, and with the motivation, because people say, okay, so you're doing the mixed martial arts thing, and also I exercise like crazy. So they said, what about protein? I said, there's a lot of vegan stuff you can take for protein. There's vegan powders. There's also things like lentils and broccoli and stuff. They do have protein in them. You don't have to eat the meat to do that. I mean, it's all about how your body can take it or how active you are. And like I said, one of the things I do go back to my mixed martial arts class because it's been a while, but I still study Muay Thai here at home. I wish I could study Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at home, but who's going to volunteer for me to be putting them in the locks and stuff? So I will be going back. But yeah, I still study that. And even as vegan, because I do have a high tin of energy, I do take certain things for great protein, fruits and veggies. And there are definitely like plant-based foods you can take that gives you the great protein to do that. It's not a
wonderful.
Because people stereotype vegan going, oh, salads. So like, yeah, we take salads, but there's other plant-based products that is not actually real animal products, which I'm glad that do have the protein. And there are things that you can eat that are vegan, or that's also vegetables that do have protein. Beans have vegetables, proteins in them. But also the same time, I tell people, even when you're vegan, it doesn't mean you still gotta be healthy though. You can't be like, okay, I'm gonna have like 12 Beyond Burgers in one day. Why? Oh, because it's not made out of meat. It's still calories. Food is food. It's still calories. So French fries could be for vegans, but that's also still oil and grease. So heck, I even checked in the back of Oreos, and Oreos doesn't have any dairy in it. I mean, in fact, they do have dairy in it. It still has sugar. So I tell people, you know, you still got to moderate yourself. I mean, whether you're vegan or non-vegan, and the whole mixed martial arts thing, that's still fun to do. So I do give a chance. I do practice in this room. Which I practice more. I do had more in the gym, but the gym does not have a heavy bag. But yeah, I still plan to go back to class pretty soon because I do miss it. It's just that, you know, the time I work, I'm just trying to put everything in balance for the time for the movie things, play ideas at work. I mean, I would like to go to the gym mostly because I leave work at 3, but unfortunately, I get back home, the gym is filled with people, like, and they're up busy on their phones, text messaging. They're like, could you please get the fuck off? What are you here for? To work in the gym or to work your fingers? So, but yeah, so but I do go to the gym early in the mornings on the weekends. So I went this morning, and on a week, I do come off from work. I do immediately I take like my vegan protein powder, and I start working out to the music, whether it's lifting weights or hitting this heavy bag, still doing my Muay Thai workout. So I'll keep it up with it until I get back and I get to do the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and everything else because I do want to break myself. But yes, I do know how to fight.
Interestingly, I was vegetarian for years and years just because it troubled me to eat meat, so I didn't. But I also have some health issues that I couldn't do dairy. So when I decided to go vegan myself, the only two things I actually needed to look into was stopping with eggs and the coffee creamer that I used.
Oh,
and,
yes.
I couldn't do cheese or anything. So I already knew about like vegetable cheese and you know, but so it was interesting that I actually, Linnea Quigley is a good friend, and she and I actually talked a lot. And that was when I realized I was going to step over that line from vegetarian to vegan. And she suggested to me oat milk, and oat milk froths really nice for coffee. But it's interesting that like roasted chickpeas can be wonderful to put in with like just some other vegetables.
My younger brother, Christopher, he's actually starting to get more into the vegan thing. I introduced to a lot of vegan foods, and he's been eating some vegan foods. This is like Jamaican restaurant that we go to, which I'll be going to after this interview to get my dinner because I go there a lot. I was surprised, like, hey, Jamaicans making vegan food. This is nice. It's not that far from me. And
that sounds awesome. That's the benefits of being in New York too. You'll have all kinds of places and things that have so much available.
That's true. In fact, where I work, because I work around 42nd Street in Manhattan, and there's a vegan place called Vegan by the Fly, which also makes good vegan price, but also at the same time, you can't have that every day, even though it's plant-based drumsticks or plant-based burgers. It's still calories. You still gotta make days like make certain things like tofu, broccoli, stuff like that.
So we'll get back to the films. Are you working on anything right now, or do you have any plans for anything coming up?
I just right now have plans working on. What I want to do is, have you seen the short film I did called Vampire's Heartbreak?
I have not, but I'm gonna add it to my list with The Appointment.
Okay, that's the one. That's the thing I directed back in 2019 when I went back to directing. And the vampire character I played, his name is Drainman. The last name I took from the singer David Drainman from Disturbed. So I just took that last name and just gave it to him. It's spelled a little differently, but yeah, I want to make a story of that character because he was fun playing, even though he's the bad guy. And I said Jared Scrimm's the good guy, and this guy's the bad guy. I've always had a thing for the bad guys. That's why 3 of my favorite characters of all time are bad guys: Freddy Krueger, the Joker, and Darth Vader. So I always had different bad guys, even in real life. I'm definitely nowhere like the bad guy. But don't worry, I like heroes too. That's why Jared Scrimm's a hero. I do like heroes as well. Like,
I have seen you cosplay all those bad guys too, and that's very fun.
No, I love playing those cosplays. Like the last one I did was Heath Ledger's Joker because it was a great tribute for his 15th anniversary passing. It sucked what happened to him. He's been dead for 15 years, but he'll always be remembered. He's still a great Joker. Can't be more with it. So it's always fun playing a Joker. I mean, the 2 Jokers I've cosplayed were his and Joaquin Phoenix from Joker, which I love his Joker also.
Now, would you have any advice for somebody getting into acting or filmmaking based on your experiences and thoughts?
Be prepared. And that's the reason why I will tell you to be prepared. Okay, because filmmaking is not easy because you can't just say, all right, I'm going to be a filmmaker, just going to grab a camera and film something. No, that's something you got to do. You have a great mindset. You got to know, okay, this is the plan. We got to find locations, be an actor. You have to be ready for also rejections. You got to be ready for actors that you hired and all of a sudden they back down because the thing is, our projects are still non-union and they feel like, okay, we're not getting paid. They'll just back down on you. You got to prepare for that. Be prepared for a lot of headaches that you're going to be doing. And for acting, like I said, I never took acting classes, but I just know I just go through experience in life with it, just put it into the characters. And plus, I'm a cosplayer, and when I even dress for Halloween, I just get into the character. So that's how I started. Just going, okay, do acting. Plus, when I'm in this room by myself, all I do is get into my mindset of what I'm going to do, whoever I create, or if I'm up here, pretend to be Freddy Krueger, I'm up here, pretend to be the Joker, or something like that. Just get ready, but. Because you could make it, and you all feel like you do make mistakes. I did a lot of mistakes on the Last Broom project. That's what it's called. It was called Last Broom. That project I did. I hired a friend whose name I'm not going to say, and he wasn't the best of actor, and I felt bad, and everybody else like say, he just wasn't for him, but. Yeah, you just gotta be careful who you hire. You can't just say, "Okay, you're my friend. I'm gonna hire you." See how they act first. Everybody makes mistakes, but you gotta learn from mistakes. If you keep going with that same mistake, just know. And sometimes you are gonna have to let people down. You're gonna have to tell people, "Okay, I picked this other actor. I picked this other person to do it." The thing is, you gotta go through auditions with people, and one person you may like, but the other person's better. You're gonna have to be the one that tells them. You were great, but unfortunately something was better. Just be prepared to break people. And if they don't like it, you know what? That's showbiz. So just as you have to be yourself, be prepared for rejections. Yes, it's a pain in the ass. The rejection's not good. It's like a job interview. You go to a job interview, you put it all in, but you just don't get the job. I mean, rejection sucks. Right. And also at the same time, there's nothing wrong in taking breaks like I did after Last Broom. I took a break from filmmaking instead of going to the acting thing. Nothing wrong with taking breaks, but just don't quit on it. If this is what you're really passionate about, if it's not passionate for you, you know what? You tried, you did what you had to do. If you feel like you want to go back to it anytime soon when you really feel your mindset's in it, okay, good. But at least you said I gave it a try.
Well, I'm gonna. Thank you very much. I think we're going to go ahead and end it here, and I'm going to look forward to keep my eyes open to when you have something out. I'll look at that. Keep an eye on that YouTube channel.
Thank you, and I'll definitely keep you posted on whatever something new me and my brother do, because hopefully that will be soon. Whatever it's just the filming projects or the shirt projects, I definitely will keep you posted. Everybody else,
please do, and I will. Share it in my weird little group on Facebook and see me wearing one of your awesome shirts.
Oh, I got like 1,000. So much. Thank you
for joining us. And if you do make it out to Living Dead Weekend, let me know. We'll have to hook up and tell Kane stories.
Oh, no problem, because I told you I got a lot of them. Same goes with Robert Englund.
Well, thank you very much, and you guys out there. Check out their YouTube channel. You won't be sorry.
Thanks you.
Bye.